What moment made you go huh? Maybe I've delved too far into the peen rabbit hole. Hi Reddit guys, subscribe now, or I will make your first girlfriend. When I was in middle school I was browsing funny junk. I know. And someone said if you wanna see the hottest peen video ever go to motherless.com and type CP into the search bar, so I did and immediately got a FBI has been notified of your IP address notification from the site and was confused until I realized what we all know now. Foolish me. And no, the FBI never contacted 14-year-old me. I remember back in the day on B, they'd tell you to type Lolita into some peen website and you'd get an equally scary message. I once clicked on a video where some girl was hypnotized and forced to do basic peen stuff. Nothing too weird. I found it kinda hot, I don't know, and honey me decided to look for more of that stuff. A few video down the line and I ended up watching a group of swimmer girls being hypnotized to orgasm when touching water and then thrown into a pool one by one. At some point, I just stopped jerking off and watched in confusion as 4 or 5 girls moaning and twitching in a random pool. After that, I went back to regular peen and never looked back down there ever again. This one just sounds hilarious lol. At some point, I just stopped jerking off. At some point. My friend did the random video function on FUCT until there were no more videos to play. This was roughly 10 years ago. He's since become a successful politician. I saw a video on there from peen stars who just said some fricked up stuff. Some blonde was getting nailed and said if I was pregnant I'd rip out the baby and show it to you right now. The guy pulled out and said I'm done. Next was an older woman fluffing a black man. The shoot starts. She's just about to start working on him. Wait, I haven't seen his HIV test. I guess credits to her. Next was a younger girl being interviewed before the session and they ask if she's done anal. Yeah, she says shyly. They ask about her first time doing anal. Well, I was younger and my stepdad came into my room, gave me a new stuffed animal, turned me over, pulled down my panties and told me to not say anything. Director. Finally was a German woman who admitted when she was a nurse in a retirement home she would piss in this old man's food and drink. Every time he tried to bring attention to it she just said he was senile and didn't know what was going on. She laughed about getting away with it for so long. I went on a shady website on mobile and got one of those pop-up pages that open up another page when you clicked a video link. That pop-up page had child peen of a toddler. I reported it to Google and they emailed me an update saying the page was taken down. Glad you did that. Yeah, I wasn't about to let that shoot slide. The kiddie peen wasn't the only fricked up thing on there, but it was definitely the worst. A Japanese peen show where women raced carts around a track while getting pounded by dildos. From my understanding, the faster the pounding the faster the cart would go. Keep in mind this was like a full-fledged racetrack with grandstands and onlookers cheering the girls on as they raced on the track. 100% one of the strangest things I've ever watched. As opposed to most things posted in this thread, this sounds funny to watch, instead of disgusting. A male clown strapping a girl into roller skates on her knees, but her arms were free so he, also on knee skates, could drive her and she could pull them around while he fricked her. Pretty sure her ball gag squeaked like a clown nose if I remember correctly. LOL, what the frick? When you hear that clown BDSM exists, you just have to investigate. Person shrugging. Honestly, the roller skate part sounds kind of hot, but the clown part is weird. Why is that weird? When I saw 2 links here, fricking Zelda. Oh god, I know which one you mean. Multiple anal prolapses. They kept putting it back in and having it fall out all over again. Triple fisting then anal prolapse. Icky stuff. When I go down that hole it's my body's way of telling me ain't nothing gonna make you horny for a week. Eel bucket. One Asian lady was doggy style with a funnel shoved in her bum and another Asian lady was dumping live eels in the funnel, stuffing them in there. As many as she could. Then they pulled the funnel out. The lady with the eels in her bum pushed and shot out like 100 little eels all over the place. It was not okay, but I couldn't stop watching. When I saw that, my brain didn't even register it as peen. It seemed closer to a jackass stunt than anything else. In middle school I, like many others at the time, downloaded peen videos off of Limewire. One day I had just downloaded a new video, and when I went to watch it, lo and behold, CP. I remember feeling sick to my stomach and panicking, as this is not at all what the name of the file suggested it was. Deleted that shoot off my computer, uninstalled Limewire, and prayed to every god I knew of that I wouldn't get life in prison for downloading that video. Don't leave us hanging. Are you posting from prison? Yes. He keysters his iPhone. Well, the human anus can stretch up to 8 inches, which is enough to fit 2 medium raccoons. I came into this thread thinking I might have an entertaining story about some kinky peen I bumped into and briefly found hot. Then I read these responses and realize I've got nothing in comparison. The top comment here is something I used to regularly watch. Everything else is way too much for me. A woman and a horse. Then a dog joins in out of nowhere and I'm like, what the frick? Yeah, the dog was too much. Doggy doggy, what now? Arica. How did I end up in your hole with Bojuk? What is this, a crossover episode? Was it a crossover episode? Watched a guy use a girl's a-hole as a cereal bowl to eat Fruit Loops, milk and everything. Why did you brought this image back to my mind? I was like, what the frick? That's not possible. I regretted clicking on it. Well, a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. That's the one where there's a speculum just gaping her open, isn't it? I wish I could forget some images. Oh my god. That's disgusting. Where? When I was in Afghanistan, these dudes would come by with shipping containers full of bootleg DVDs. My roommate was addicted to peen, so he always made a point to browse the new selection. We go. I'm looking at seasons of TV shows and this dude starts screaming all excited. Tacos. Check this out. Obviously, this can't be good. This sick doesn't get excited by anything I'd find erotic. He shoves the case in my face and it looks like circus peen. Normal stuff. Bearded lady, little people, etc. I say, what the frick? He says, dude, look here. There's a fricking bear in this one. I say, no fricking way someone fricks that bear. I don't know, dude. I've seen some weird shoot. Obviously. Anyhow, he organizes a screening of this thing. We get a projector and start watching. Average fricked up stuff. Bearded lady gets double teamed by interracial little dudes. Strongman pound Siamese twins, etc. Then, out of nowhere, a lady is fricking a Dalmatian. Several people are cringing, but the sickers are laughing. They absolutely start cheering when an animal trainer leads a bear through the scene. No fricking way. That bear is more likely to kill someone than frick them. People are screaming, it's happening. But the bear just kind of sits around while other people frick. I was very relieved. The roommate is visibly disappointed. I ask for a new roommate. My request is granted. This has been my favorite so far. A fricking screening. Perfect case for the are you seriously watching peen by yourself? No a-holes here, I'm with my boys. American military in a nutshell. Pain Olympics. Scarred me as a fricking 10-year-old man. Damn, that's definitely a couple years too early for that experience. There is a video of a girl being put into a vac bed until she passes out cold. The screams were blood-curdling as she slowly ran out of air. It took about a couple of minutes until her struggling got weaker and weaker. A few seconds pass and then you can hear the death rattle. She got released after like half a minute and lightly slapped in the face until she woke up with a huge gasp of air. Probably the freakiest breath play I've ever seen. I looked up the producer and the description of that clip states that she was scared to ever go inside a vac bed again after that experience. That video of a man putting his head in a pee-pee. Mama, I'm coming home. The here I come, but I ain't the same part of the song got a new meaning now. Time I saw a legendary Pokemon break a chick's back, frick her paralyzed body, then right before fapping it rips her head off and eats it while cum shoots out of the bloody neck hole. Sorry B, I needs therapy apparently. I saw some video of a guy having sex with a Muslim girl in one of the Middle Eastern countries. I can't remember which one. Anyway, she wore her face covering during the act, and the dude finished on it. He immediately started kicking her out, and in a panic she was asking him, pleading with him to buy her a new one, which he refused. She was way too genuine to have been in on it. Hopefully once the camera cut off he became a decent person. Hopefully once the camera cut off he became a decent person. I hope that as well, but people are generally more shooty off camera. Way back before it became ubiquitous in peen, browsing by Cougar without paying any heed to video titles or tags, and finishing as the actress was saying something like "you like mommy bouncing on your cock don't you," and then I was filled with nothing but regret and self-reflection as I was cleaning myself up. And then you rewatched it. Well yeah, he had to watch it a few times to confirm what he saw. Okay Reddit guys, subscribe now, or I will make your first girlfriend.